Zone at 91.3 presents The B-Side.
Dan, come, man.
Hey, Dylan, how's it going?
Yeah, great.
Good. Hi, Dan. Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great too, thank you.
So, what we got today?
Today, a couple of weeks ago, I'm starting to backlog because we haven't been on for a while. I got ideas, so I got
Good.
like shows going out. That's a relief. But a few weeks ago, I was gifted a float. So I've talked about the local float house before.
Hold on a second. A float, like a parade float? Because
Yeah,
you're
right?
also a parade guy.
Yeah, man, that would be a great gift too.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to give me a parade float, I'm probably into it. But no, like it's called a float. You go to a place called the Float House. It's down on I think it's on Harold Street.
Right.
And so the idea is, let me just give you the experience. You walk in, kind of like a spa-ish, a little bit more. I don't know, a little bit more urban vibe than your average spa. It's not full Serenity. You know, it's like polished concrete floors. And you walk in and you check in. There's other people coming in. I think they have 5 rooms with these pods in them, but you don't know that yet. And you wait, and you take your shoes off, and they give you slippers if you want them, and you wait, and then they kind of give you a walkthrough. So they take whoever's into one of these rooms, and you walk in this room, and there's this large pod,
Egg-looking thing.
Yeah, it's white. It looks like Jonathan Ive. He designed the iMac, the iPhone, the iPod. Right? He's like, it looks like it designed him. It looks like Eve from WALL-E. Remember
Okay,
WALL-E?
yeah, absolutely.
Like, just kind of this thing floating, but it doesn't have blue eyes or anything. It's just like, and that's at the corner. They explain, take a shower, get yourself cleaned up, and then get in the tank. And when you get in the tank, it's 7 feet by 4.5 feet, so you can lie out and not be touching the sides. It's full of salt water that's exactly matched to body temperature, so you don't feel cold or warm, and the salt makes you float. And there's some funky LED light in there that's changing colors, and they're playing, relaxing music. And eventually the music fades out, and you have your own light switch. You can turn it on or off. The idea is like when you open it, it's kind of it should make a Star Trek sound. It should be like a
Right.
but it just opens.
Yeah.
And it's really easy by your hand. You climb in, there's a handle, and you pull that closed, and then you just lie back in this water, and you're lying there, and then the music fades out, you turn your light off, and it's 90 minutes is the appointment, but I figure you're in the pod for about an hour and 15 minutes. And silent, I put earplugs in, pitch black, because you close it, but it doesn't make that sound. You close the pod lid back up, and you lie in there. And the idea is it's a sensory deprivation chamber. You don't know what's up or down. You don't know what's left or right. There's no sound. There's no visual. You're just there. It's somewhat meta. You look really sour.
Well, yeah, like, it's funny. I've talked to people who have had great experiences there. It sounds terrifying to me. Like, why is the experience of not knowing up or down or left or right or anything a relaxing experience? How does that relax me? That sounds about as stressful as it can possibly be.
I think you have to get used to the environment, first of all, right? So you got to go in wanting to do it. That would be helpful. And then I didn't know. I was doing it because a friend really said it was great. And I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, so am I.
But I never felt like when you're lying down, I tried reaching up. I couldn't touch the top. Like you can reach out to the side and find the sides, and you can, I guess I had about 8 inches top and bottom. So, and you do drift a little, right? Because you move, and then it kind of gets you moving. And every once in a while you'll touch the side, and then you get yourself centered again. But I think, for me, I can't say what it is for everybody, but I've tried meditation. There's a great monk in town named Eshu, and he's at the Victoria Zen Center. But I didn't find the position comfortable. You're just like sitting cross-legged, like in your living room or wherever. And
empty your mind.
Yeah,
you're like, my hips are tight,
yeah,
bro.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I need to do some stretching. And so you got that, but then so in there it's very, very comfortable. And the idea is, remove any other stimulation and just let your brain calm down a bit. I have another friend who introduced me to Eshu the monk, and he once described meditation like he took a pop bottle and he filled it with sand at the bottom and water on the top, and like he shook it. And it was all muddy and the sand was moving around. I was like, this is like my brain before I meditate. And then he let it sit for like an hour. And he's like, and this is it after. And the water was clear. Like it just let everything kind of settle. And I do believe that there's benefits to just calming your brain down for a minute. I think more than ever. Like I have a lot going on in my head lately with work. And you're overstimulated with the phones and all the things around you. You're just constantly bombarded. The idea of just staying still for a minute is actually good for you. And I think everybody needs a little bit of break from things, and I think it's a cool thing that we offer in town. And the place is so busy. Like they have 5 pods that you got to look at least a few days in advance to find a spot.
Really?
Because there's people booking it. And the people I know, there's some people I know, they bought a package They go like once a week or once a month or what have you. And so it's a thing to check out. I enjoyed it, and it was cool. It was fun. Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Okay, I think I'm going to try it, I guess.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
We'll go down. We'll go down as a group, and then we can all go into our
I'd be
pods
all
and come
over it.
out.
I'd try it in a minute.
All right, let's do that. We're going to all go for a float.
Like in the same pod?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
Dan.